Hello everyone, this is Weiss here. Kind of a flight, IFR flight from Gary to Pontiac this time. We're trying to do different approaches so you guys learn all of those approaches that I'm doing. So today I'm trying to shoot VOR at Pontiac, which is my space button in this computer laptop of mine doesn't work. I don't know for some reason why. So if I type KGYY, see the space doesn't work and I can't do KPNT. So if any of you guys know how to work on that, how to fix the space button, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't for some reason. So I don't worry about that. So here's Gary. That's where we're gonna fly out of, and we will fly to so we are somewhere right up here, B. Coleman Aviation. So we're gonna taxi and take off runway 30 today. Obviously we did the pre-flight, check the weather, NOTAMs, TFRs, nothing. Weather looks, I created this weather, so I just gave him, it's my weather. The one I created is basically winds are calm, scattered cumulus clouds, bases are 395 feet, AGL, and up to 2985 feet, MSL. Alright, so the aircraft is Piper PA-44 Seminole, and it looks really nice. I bought it for 39 bucks. Aircraft looks nice, everything works, avionics, all of them works, but the only thing doesn't work is still has issues is I tried autopilot and doesn't work. So autopilot's we're not gonna fly autopilot, so we're just gonna fly hands on. So I wish the maker who they could release any updates about the Seminole, because this Seminole is pretty good. Just if you could open and check your fuel or oil, you have statics on this, and it's pretty cool. Everything looks nice in this aircraft. Just need an autopilot update, fix some issues, because I try to bucket heading indicator to the left and it goes to the right for some reason. Outside exterior textures are pretty good, nice, and I like it. Alright, forget about the plane. So flight is from Gary International to Pontiac. Shooting, as I said, today is we did the ALS. Now it's the time for VOR approach. Let's see where Pontiac go. Here you go. So what we are going to do is hopefully, there you go, we can see here approaches that Pontiac has. Where is it? That is so weird. Oh, here we go. Alright, so VOR runway 24, that's the approach that we're gonna go ahead and do. My internet is kind of slow, so it's gonna take some time to pull this approach plate. Come on, wasting my viewers' time here. Alright, so let's get in hop in the cockpit, get these statics out of the way. everything's gone. Instrument reflections, we don't need that. Just everything else. Passenger door, close that. Alright, what else we got? Don't think I need to mess with anything else. Alright, let's get in the cockpit. And boom, we are in the cockpit. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my seat, it's a CFI seat, but just gonna put myself into a
added cameras 6 to category cockpit.
Whatever. Let's do PIC, and we're just gonna go ahead. Not looking to the left, but move to the left seat. Okay, there it is. And why don't we go medium and sit right up here. This is a good view. So save, and that's it. Alright, so here it is. Let's start my bad boy here. I hope I got the, there you go. There's the approach plate. Zoom in. We will brief it while we in the air cruising. So let's start this right quick. So again, I can use any checklist to start the aircraft. Just gonna go ahead and start. Fuel pumps are on. Everything else on. Primer, mixture full. Primer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Left throttle. And keep it forward 1/4 inch. And good. Right engine. 4, 5. Alright, mixture full. Couple of bumps on the throttle. 1/4 inch. Doesn't go 1/4 inch. There you go. And take a look. Perfect. Alright, so oops. Alright, avionic master on. Pontiac, so we are flying basically, how can we fly? We cannot, it's hard to fly Victor Airways, obviously. Just, we can go Piatone from GYY straight to Piatone, and then Pontiac. Obviously, initial approach fix for the Pontiac would be this radial of RBS, and your Pontiac radial of 217. And that's initial approach IAF, initial approach fix, Odell intercept, 13 miles from VOR, and at 2,300. Cool. Alright, so let's go ahead, EON, and type in EON. Flight plan. Let's clear this out right quick. Clear the page. GYY. E. O. N. Alright, VOR, US Sentinel. Yes, that's the one. And that's your latitude and longitude and the position for that Piatone VOR. Good. And Perfect. Pontiac Municipal. Alright. Enter. Accept. It's in the system. If you range it out, you probably can see it. Otherwise, let's get to the second page. There you go. Now we can see it. EON. Alrighty. So we have that flight plan, but forget about that. What we are going to do is find the nearest VOR EON. So press this because we're not going to look at GPS. 113.2. Alright, that's there. We're going to look at this page, and we are tuned in ID. So we need to tune in ID the Piatone, obviously. I don't think we can ID it. Oh, you can actually. Alright. Looks like that was it. That was it. You could ID that VOR. That's pretty cool. Is it door open or anything? It's pretty loud. These engines are. Alright, so let's go ahead and taxi. So we are. Let's pick up IFR clearance from what frequency? Ground, probably. Rally ground. So we're gonna say ground 121.9. So we're gonna say Geary ground Sky Seminole. What number we got? 428 Delta Golf at B Coleman. I'd like to pick up IFR clearance to Pontiac. They're gonna come up and say Seminole 428 Delta Golf, clear to Pontiac Airport via us filed probably, or direct to Piatone and then direct to Pontiac. Climb maintain 3,000, expect 4,010 a minute, and frequency. They're probably gonna give us approach frequency is this, blah 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 blah. Oops, I don't need that. What's going on with this? Alright, approach frequency 133.1 and squawk whatever we can choose. Let's see, what squawk should we choose? Transparent 4702. And you just repeat clear to Pontiac via direct Piatone, direct Pontiac, climb maintain 3,000, expect 4,010 a minute. Frequency is 1233, whatever approach frequency we called it, and then squawk 4702. And then you just make sure you do your checklist, everything is right, and call for call again at ground to taxi, and go ahead and taxi. So Gary Brown's got Seminole 428 Delta Golf at B Coleman with information Foxtrot, ready to taxi to active. And then they're gonna come out. Seminole 428 Delta Golf taxi to runway 30 via, where are we at? Via Alpha 5 Alpha Alpha 7. Runway 30 via Alpha 5 Alpha Alpha 7. 428 Delta Golf. Alright, now we're ready to taxi. What do we need? Actually, we need to get the parking brake off and then do turn 180. And obviously I have my taxi diagram in front of me, so you need to open yours. You definitely should have a ForeFlight. Alright, so I don't, as I said on my previous videos, I don't have throttle quadrant, so I might be, hustling a little bit to control these props and mixtures, but just bear with me, okay? Alright, so here we go. As I said, do your checklist, whatever you want to do. I'm probably going to do next video with full checklist, but it's going to take a long time. I don't want to take your precious time. So, alright, let's keep moving. Parking brake off. And let's go. Right is clear. Give it 1,000 RPM. Make sure have the fin strobe on. Alright. And get to this yellow. Get on that yellow line, and there's Alpha 5 right there. Nobody's coming from this side. That's called Gary International. It means you can expect these airliners. Let's take outside, from outside view. Alright. Hope you enjoyed the outside view. What we got for the temperature here? Fahrenheit about 80. Wow. 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, you gotta have cowlings open. Engine cowlings. Oop. Alright, so 0. Let me see. What was Gary? 8 is 134,575. see if we can 134. Yeah, it's making it so hard.
Gary Chicago INTL Information Alpha 1400 Zoom
3017.
Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 400 scattered. Temperature 26. Dew point 4. Altimeter 3017. Arriving runway 30. Departing runway 30. Advise on initial contact. You have Alpha.
Temperature 26 degrees Celsius. Okay.
Gary Chicago INTL Information Alpha.
Perfect. Let's keep going. Just had the pressure wrong. Taxiway is this? Alpha 7, that's the one we are taking. And let's say we already did the run-up checklist, okay? Everything works fine. These are in green. Cylinders, temperature heads. Everything good. Alright. And fuel pumps on. Green, green, green. Oil pressure. Everything good. Alright, so we're going to call the tower Gary Tower, Seminole 428 Delta Golf, holding short of 30 at Alpha 7, ready to take, ready for IFR release. And they will come up. Alright, Seminole 428 Delta Golf, clear runway 3, clear for takeoff, runway 30. Alright, clear for takeoff, runway 30. 428 Delta Golf. And let's go ahead and check, make sure nobody's coming at you.
Approaching runway 30.
Nobody.
Entered runway 30. 7,900 feet remaining.
Stop right here, give it a 2000 RPM. Engine instruments green, green, green. Release brakes, full power. Airspeed alive. 60. 75, rotate. Like we are clear. Pause the brake, you're up. And we're about 400 feet AGL.
500.
Just go direct to Piéton VOR. Climb and maintain 3000. Climb 1000 AGL. Gonna go ahead and reduce the throttle to 24 manifold pressure. There it is. And RPM 25. Oops, 3,000. It's very hard when you don't have a throttle quadrant. God. And it's still climbing. Alright, let's approach says climb to 4,000. Climb to 4,000. And we set the RPM. Good. And there's 4,000. So since we go in direct to that intersection after Piatone, it's kind of hard. It's pretty hard to get it, like if you don't have GPS. But what we're gonna do is basically, let me quickly cruise this aircraft. Make sure it's cruising. Since our autopilot doesn't work, I have to get this. Alright, so we're gonna bring this throttle to 22 manifold. And let's not climb at this point. And so 22 manifold, and then reduce the, let's do one by one, I guess. Otherwise, yeah, there you go, 23 there. So fuel pumps off. We'll have fuel flow going. That's perfect. Engine driven pumps are working. Good. So let's turn it now. I know it's daytime, but still, or turn it off. See, let's take a look if my autopilot's gonna work for me. If it would, it will do me a huge favor. Autopilot on. Heading. Ooh, kind of stays. Oh, it's heading. Isn't it? Alright, let's take a look. So heading is bugged. Altitude bugged. And seems to be not working with me. Alright, it looks like it doesn't work. Yeah. Autopilot is not working. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's not working. Heading indicator is set to the right here, and look, the airplane trying to go to the left. So that is kind of weird. Let's turn off the heading indicator. Still trying to go to the. Alright, let's turn this damn thing off. Okay. Excuse my language. Alright. So, please, whoever made this airplane, just work on the autopilot, and because this airplane is awesome, everything else works. Lights are working. See? But autopilot is not working properly. So let's go here real quick. We gonna go to Piatone straight, and after Piatone, we probably gonna need to go direct and off of this radial here, Vector 156, radial 264, off Piatone, to catch our radial. So 256 will be our next heading after Piatone. Since we are not using GPS, we will be using Victor Airways. And so autopilot is an issue. Every time I'm trying to get the mouse to fix things, you know, it goes out of control. So I have to have hands on the yoke, basically, to make sure it stays, make sure we fly correctly, you know. And how come manifold pressure got... So you never want to have manifold pressure higher than the RPM, because you're going to damage the engine. Always have lower manifold, higher RPM settings. If you want to reduce RPM, first reduce manifold with your throttle, and then RPM with your prop levers. It's funny. So because you will damage the engine, and anytime you want to increase RPM, you need to increase first those blue levers all the way to the increase them first, and then increase the manifold, which is these black levers. That's how you're gonna be controlling the complex aircraft. The reason they call it complex aircraft is because they have flaps, they have these props, and there's one more thing about it. Yeah, it has flap settings and props and probably landing gears. So yeah, do not forget that reducing manifold pressure before you reduce your RPM. Alright, so what is it doing? It's very sensitive for some reason. Let me take a look at the sensitivity here. Joystick. Oh, yeah. Since we have it, let's pause this right quick, discuss this here. So after Piatone, we're gonna catch this Vector Airways of 156. Your MEA minimum en route altitude is 2,700. Distance about coming from to this intersection, and looks like this one is what VOR? Pontiac. Perfect. So that's Pontiac VOR. but you will catch different radial of Pontiac, which is the final approach. Final approach. What the heck? The approach radial for Pontiac. Let me take a look at that. VR24. Actually, we have it here. That radial would be 037, going outbound and bearing 217. So 037 comes to be so it's around 0. That's 020 if I'm not mistaken. 025, 037, or this would be 030. Yes, that's correct. Sorry. 01002, 030, 037, somewhere right up here. Well, that's gonna go off, and let's take a look. RBS Kankakee, and that's the radial of RBS Roberts that you will intercept with this radial to come inbound. But we'll catch first Pontiac. Once we catch it around here, then we're gonna come down on that bearing inbound, and we will intercept this RBS right quick. So that's our final approach fix, and then shooting down. Hope you understood. It's kind of complicated, isn't it? Let's get the RBS. Actually, let's get to Pontiac first. How many? 23 miles left to EON. 4.7 miles left. So EON. Why don't we just put the Pontiac here on nav 2, 113.20, so 113.20. We just put it here on nav for the nav 2, and we'll keep an eye here. What is it? 210, 215. So it's almost there. There you go. And we'll keep this one on our approach radio. Let's go VR24, enter Ordale. Initial approach fix, and enter. So now we have 109.10. That's the Pontiac. Doesn't look like it's Pontiac's frequency. Pontiac's frequency is 109.6. Why is this plane showing me different? There we go. It's 109.6. We'll make sure we tune an ID it basically. Alright, so let's keep flying here. After we passed Pontiac, we were 3.2 miles out. We said that we're gonna catch radial of Victor Airway 157 and radial of 264 off of Pontiac, and intercept the radial of whatever 237, I think. 037, yeah. Alright, cool. So here it is. We're gonna go ahead and probably start our descent a little bit here. So we're going by the second nav here now. So let's go to the right a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start our descent to around 2,700 or so. We have VLOC, we put it in the system, and we need to put this 037 approach course 037. There it is. And once we pass Piatone, which we almost there. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and wait till we pass Piatone. There's Piatone goes. We're gonna maintain 2,700 and go fly heading 264. Just a little bit off course. We should have turned a little bit prior to intercept, but it's okay. We'll intercept it back. So 037, once we get in a there's radial coming in, so once we get in the approach radial, we will tune the second nav to the RBS Roberts, but we have to tune 90 Roberts though, and we have to tune 90 nav 1. See, I have a iPad in front of me. That's the Piatone. But as I said, as soon as we get on a radial of 037 of Piatone, we will we'll definitely get into Roberts. We'll tune this to Roberts UR. And since this is a distance, so why don't we pause right quick, and I'll put this distance, because I wish I could do without this mouse everything. Let's get the frequency page. Oh, this is on nav 2. It's not gonna show, by the way. So let's get the Roberts VOR tuned 116.8 right quick on this. Standby 116. Oops. See what I'm dealing with. Standby, good. Alright, so we are waiting. It looks like this is the frequency, and I tuned and ID'd it, so hopefully this is what it is. So we're at 2,700. And then obviously we're gonna tune into that radial of what was it? Radial 1322 for the RBS VOR. That's our final approach fix at 2,300. Solid IFR conditions. It's pretty cool. And by the way, we have to get this to doesn't have any Pontiac, isn't it? PNT right up here. It's about 3.9. There's the radial's moving, so we are right up here, Pontiac. Right next to is right next to it is our RBS. This VOR is moving right now, I can see. So since you're an HSI, it's not going to be, it is not course reversal, so you're just going to fly the needle, basically. Fly toward the needle to catch a needle. even though this arrow is on this side. So there it is coming in. So start moving toward our radial. Looks like we got out of these clouds. But we'll just go ahead and do the slow intercept and tune nav 2 while we turning here. And I have in front of me iPad so I can verify if it's RBS Roberts or not. And the radial is 322. So let's go 322. Make sure we catch that radial too. That is our final approach fix. So in this case, we're gonna go ahead and bring the RPM down and maintain our mixture full. I'm gonna go with props full. Oops. Maintain the 2700. The reason I just went below is because it's weird throttle setting for the Seminole. If you bring it to 15, you should lose some damn airspeed. It looks like you don't lose any airspeed in this. Alright, let's turn this off. That's RBS. Okay, we got it. Alright, there's 88, so it should be fine. 2700. So what we're gonna do is to get to our ordeal, which you're supposed to be 2300. So actually I was right. It's just I didn't trust my instruments a little bit. So I have to trust my instruments. Let's go a little bit to the right to intercept this thing as soon as we can. There's manifold pressure 2000. Come on. So RBS intercept is our final approach fix. You have to keep that in mind. I don't know what setting should I put so I can maintain some good airspeed. Usually when you keep it 2000, it'll give you about 100 knots, but in this airplane, it looks like let's keep it 15 RPM, see what happens there. There we go. So that's my approach course. And I'm gonna pause this right quick so I can get this to Pontiac back here. There you go. So I can see how much distance do how far am I from VOR? So I'm pretty far. It's about 29 miles away. It's no big deal. And I lost tons of altitude. Back to 2,300. See, the problem is, in real life, if you keep it at 2,000 RPM manifold, it will give you a good airspeed. But look at that airspeed, just goes increased up to 120 knots already at 17 manifold. That's ridiculous. So a couple of things, guys, to mention here. If examiner asks you about icing, so if you have if you go through icing conditions and you get or if you go through moisture and your temperatures are 20 to 70 degree Fahrenheit, you feel a vibration, and he will ask you, what is it? Why does your aircraft vibrate? And just simply, your RPM is going to stay the same. Definitely, it could be a definite answer is I'm pretty sure it's going to be a carburetor iced up. So you need to apply carburetor heat. So so you're not gonna lose RPM. You're gonna lose manifold pressure in this case, because the constant pitch propeller is gonna keep adjusting itself to a lower angle, high RPM. So yeah, if you have that question on your check ride, it's definitely going to be losing manifold pressure, and not going to lose so much of a RPM unless you lose like a whole lot of manifold pressure. Then like it goes up to 0, let's say, but it goes all the way here, then you will lose RPM. But yeah, so that's the answer for you. Let's see how many nautical mile. So let me pause this again. This thing just keep moving. Now top of the list. Good. Now I don't have to worry about that. So I can maintain my altitude. Obviously, this altitude is assigned by ATC for me, so I'm flying this altitude. Airspeed is way higher than I expect here. Let's keep it 15 manifold, see what we get. How much airspeed do we get out of that? 15 manifold. That's ridiculous. They need to update this aircraft, because you're never gonna get from 15 manifold up to 110. Probably could get about 80, 85 knots, but not this much. It's just way high. Heavy airspeed, yeah, so. Alright, let's take a look at this damn trim here. And obviously we don't have a autopilot. It's hard for me to go back into the different page and explain brief the plate for you, but I assume you already know how to brief your plate quickly. And for this approach, our final approach fix is Odale 2300 going down to Judas. 10 miles is 1240, and from Judas, kind of not feeling comfortable explaining to you. Maybe some of you guys don't have it, so let me pause it. I'll take quick time of yours. So let's go to this approach here. Excuse me. So final approach fix is Odale. You will be at 2,300. Since within 10 nautical mile, you gotta be at or above 2,300. I am right now, so no big deal. I'm clear of obstacles and ATC assigned me to. So after Odale, we're gonna start our descent. Same heading, start our descent. Same course. 217. Coming down to Judas, which is 10 nautical mile, and I should be at this altitude, 1240. Normal altimeter setting. Actually, I'm gonna use so Judas is 1240, but if you use this Bloomington normal altimeter setting, that's what you're gonna use, 1340, which is 1,000 feet above. And since you can find Judas fixed minimums, obviously we can find it. We have DME, distance measuring equipment, in our GPS, and the separate one, which is for nav2. But we can definitely figure out where our 10 nautical mile is from VOR. We will go down to these minimums instead of these minimums. So straight in for runway 24. Obviously it will be a little bit from the site. Look at this, about 30 degrees off course coming down. That's why they call it VOR 24. No, actually this one is not 30 degrees, less than 30 degrees, because it did not give you VOR Alpha through Zulu, so it'll just give you VOR runway 24. It is a little bit off course if you look at it this way. So these minimums, 1140, 1 statute mile visibility. Now let's go make sure our Pontiac is so we can rest assured we can land there. Just let's increase minimums here, because I don't know. Field elevation is 666, and then 1140, so it's about 500 feet. So about, let's make it 900 to be safe. Make sure we are landing at Pontiac, so I can conclude the video here. Alright, so we're still waiting for this radial to come and center, and that's where our final approach fix is. Looks like it's pretty clear. We're still gonna shoot this approach. I'm gonna zoom in like this so we don't see outside, and so we don't cheat basically. It's about 16 miles to Pontiac. 3 more miles. We should expect the radial of 322 coming in center. It's like you were wearing a hood, and if you were wearing those foggles, that's how you're gonna look. That's not exact. This is how you're gonna look at things. Instrument. You're still looking outside. They don't help. But if you're wearing that hood that they got, FAA got, you're probably gonna be looking like this. So you cheaters, I know you guys cheating. There it is, coming in, my radial of 322, so we have to be ready for the approach. Definitely gonna bring the RPM settings, manifold pressure even lower, and fuel pumps on. Do the checklist basically, and fuel pumps on, fuel selectors on, fuel selectors on, fuel pumps on, mixture full, props full, and then under 120 we can bring the gear down now. So not gonna bust the minimums here right away, adjust them. And there's about 85, that's a good speed here. And we're gonna descend down to, so it's about 13 miles, so I don't know why it's not centered. I'm gonna go ahead and start my descent. And we're gonna go down to what? We're going down to 1240. 1240, and that's 10 nautical mile. So we're gonna do steeper descent, 6 to 11 miles. And 1240. So there it is. 1240, wait till 10 nautical miles, then we go down to 1140, which is 100 more feet down, and just gonna take the foggles out. You just should be able to see our airport. And there you go. So we're going down to 1140, and we should have 1 mile visibility, 1 statute mile visibility.
500.
And there you go. We're gonna level off. There's my airport. And just gonna adjust myself. Obviously, let's say we already called in because this is non-towered airport. Okay. Alright, here's my landing. See if they have any FBOs. They definitely don't have any taxi. Alright, they have a taxi in the middle of the runway. Yep. Let's get out right up here, and we taxi to FBO or whatever they got. So since guys I don't use VATSIM and I don't know how to work with VATSIM and how to install it and stuff. I did install it and it didn't come right. It was showing me errors. I didn't use any VATSIM. Otherwise, I would love to use VATSIM and shooting approaches with you guys. But it is what it is. So I'm my own ATC guy. So just bear with me. It's about the approach that you shoot, not about ATC or checklist or anything else. So, all right, cool. Let's get these some of these lights off. Oop. All right. Fuel pumps off. All right, let's keep taxiing to that FVO and. By the way, let's take a look at the landing that we did. I know you guys love watching replay. It's just kind of far, and this is already landing. So look how much off course you are from the runway. So like basically going sideways because if you are somewhere right there, it will just guide you all the way to up here, minimums, and then you just break off and land. Or you do left traffic for that runway other side. Alright. So you're almost straight in. So let's take a look from tower. This is their tower, I guess. Alright, cool. Let's take a look where we are. Should be right there. That's where we are. Not bad. The landing wasn't bad. Cool. Brakes are really sensitive. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Back to where we were. All right, let's taxi. Okie dokie. So that's what it is. Bring the RPM 1000. Having master off. Mixture cut. Mixture cut. Alright, we go off magnetos, alternators off, and everything else is off here, lights and master off. Cool. Alright, this is Pontiac. Welcome to Pontiac, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and you learned some how to do VOR approach, how to execute VOR approach, and how to basically file IFR flight plan. If you don't know still how to file, I'm just gonna make another video in my iPad how to file an IFR flight plan. Yep. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below, subscribe, and like if you like it. Talk to you later. Bye.